Alright, a bit of an unscripted video today, right off the top of the dome. Lately, a few of my videos have been a little more cynical, I guess you could say. A little more bah humbug in nature. My next video coming up this week will be about why I stopped watching Ms. Marvel, and sort of a deeper dive on the MCU in general, and if they're going in the right direction and whatnot. And making these kind of videos has left me sometimes thinking, do I even still really like this stuff that much? Like, am I really invested? And then Comic-Con comes around, and I find myself like a giddy child on Christmas, constantly refreshing pages to see new news, to catch the latest trailers, to see the newest announcements, and getting extremely excited about it. So yes, I'd say I'm probably still a bit invested in this universe. So today, I'm just gonna go through all of the Marvel announcements from Comic-Con this year. I feel like a good tactic is to go on the Discussing Film Twitter and just scroll down to the bottom of the Marvel stuff and go from there. I've seen most of this stuff, but some of the newer stuff will be a live reaction. Very exciting. So let's just jump into it. First of all, there was an animated thing, a panel about Marvel Studios animation stuff. We apparently got a little more info on What If Season 2. There'll be an episode set in the Elizabethan era. Big wigs and fun dresses for the MCU. Good stuff. Hela and Odin versus the Mandarin. Yondu giving young Peter Quill to his father Ego. Captain Carter meeting Winter Soldier Natasha. Tony on Sakaar with Valkyrie and Hulk. Okay. The Tony episode will be welcome because they got rid of the Tony episode from the first season. I mean, there was a Tony episode, but the one where he's in space with Gamora, Space Gamora, every Gamora, Space Gamora. They cut that for some reason, so I'd be interested in that. Also, Hela and Odin versus the Mandarin is a very random combination, and I love it. What If I really enjoyed, and I love the expansive possibilities of it. Like, there's so much you can do there. That's a show that I'm very okay with having a lot of seasons. So yeah, and season 3 was confirmed. Great. Spider-Man Freshman Year, the animated Peter Parker kind of origin show that will take place before Captain America Civil War, so I'm guessing we'll see more of his origin there. It's gonna have Harry Osborn in it, and Amadeus Cho, which is pretty exciting. The Scorpion, who I guess at that point is still Nacho. Doc Ock, Rhino, Doctor Strange, and Norman Osborn. Wow, okay. And Daredevil. Yeah, Charlie Cox will be returning as Daredevil. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, they're really pushing the Charlie Cox as Daredevil thing, which I guess I'm okay with. I mean, I love that character and I love that show. Hope they don't overdo it or just throw him in everything without making the character actually interesting or what he's supposed to be, but we'll see. I mean, I guess tentatively, I'm excited. If this is the Peter Parker from before Civil War, where he like barely even knows any of this world, not sure how they're going to fit all this in, but cool. And there's going to be season 2 called Spider-Man Sophomore Year. Marvel Zombies, it will be rated TV mature. So that's kind of exciting. Maybe a bit of a gorier animated show. I guess you want to do that for a zombie show. Okay, that has me a little bit more on board. And then X-Men 97 coming fall of next year with a season 2 already, which I guess is a follow-up to the X-Men 90s show. I don't guess it is. I never watched that personally, so I'm not as excited as everyone else, but, you know, if they made a Justice League Unlimited sequel, I would be super excited, so I get the hype. Just not for me, I guess. Alright, that's the animated stuff. Now let's move over to Discussing Films Twitter. Very cool. Kevin Feige has arrived on stage. Kevin Feige declares Phase 4 is over. Okay, I'm not gonna do this for the whole time. But that's interesting. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever will be the end of Phase 4, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania will be the beginning of Phase 5. They announced up to Phase 6 here. They announced up to 2025. I mean, I guess they've done that before. That's not that weird that they announced that far in advance, but I was looking at it, I was like, oh my god, Phase 6? We're not even done with Phase 4 yet. Anyway, yeah, oh my god. Okay, so there is so much stuff here, Jesus. Phase 5, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania on February 17th, and the Marvels on July 28th of next year, so I guess those swapped release dates, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have Secret Invasion coming in spring. Pretty excited for that. Yeah, let me actually go through if I'm excited for all these. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'm tentatively excited. I like the first Ant-Man quite a bit. The second Ant-Man, kind of mid. I guess if they go into more weird quantum realm stuff and not just sort of generic gray Walton Goggins stuff, that would be more exciting. And Kang as the villain, I guess, is interesting. It'll be a pivotal film for the future of the MCU. Yeah, I guess mediumly excited. Secret Invasion, a lot of these Disney Plus shows I might be a little down on. I'm sorry, it's just because the Disney Plus shows so far have been a little hit or miss for me. This one is one of the ones I would be more excited for. Talos was probably the best part of Captain Marvel. Nick Fury might have been the second best part. So a little team up of that, that'd be fun, and there's a lot of fun reveals you can do with the Skrull stuff. Guardians 3, I'm super excited for. I love the first 2 Guardians films, especially the first one. I trust James Gunn to make a great conclusion to this series. I love these characters, super invested in them. Yeah, that's probably what I'm most excited for here. Echo, I'll be honest, I don't really care about. I wasn't crazy about her character in Hawkeye. Loki Season 2, I am excited for, even though I didn't love Loki as much as everyone else. I liked it quite a bit, and then I felt like it got a little bit up its own ass, so to speak, but I still enjoyed the characters, and I think there's a lot of fun you can do in that sector of the MCU. The Marvels, I don't really care as much about either. Captain Marvel was fine. Ms. Marvel, what I watched of it was fine. Maria and Monica Rambeau as characters have both been fine. So I predict this movie will be fine. Blade, pretty excited for on November 3rd, 2023. Yeah, by the way, Echo was summer 2023. Guardians was May 5th. Marvels was July 28th. Yeah, Blade, I think it'll be rated R, which is exciting. Mahershala Ali is a super exciting re-addition to the MCU. Don't forget, he was also man who got smashed with a mic stand. Yeah, cool. I'm excited for that one. Ironheart, don't really know enough about it to be excited. I'm aware of the concept vaguely. Sure, fine. Agatha, Coven of Chaos, formerly Agatha House of Harkness, coming winter 2023/2024. You see what I meant when I was like a little bit of a downer on this? I am still excited for a lot of this stuff, and we'll talk about it more in depth. But some of these things I'm just like, it's a bit of I don't want to use the word oversaturation, but that is maybe an appropriate word to use. I don't think every side character, like Echo, I don't think every side character needs their own show. A side character in a show of a side character. I mean, she was not a bad character. She had fun moments and was pretty well performed, if not a bit over the top, but that was kind of the point. And she had an absolute banger of a song. But yeah, I'm not crazy invested in this. Something I am crazy invested in, though, Daredevil Born Again on Disney+. This has been rumored for a while, a Daredevil Disney+ show. The return of top 3 my favorite characters in the MCU, top 3 favorite performances, top 3 favorite shows, top 1 favorite show in the MCU, and they're bringing him back, and I have mixed emotions. A lot of skepticism, a lot of happiness. I mean, I'm excited to see Daredevil again. I freaked out when he showed up in No Way Home, and he's showing up in everything now, apparently. And he's getting his own show back, and it will be, I guess we'll get to it, but I think it'll be like 18 episodes long. So yeah, I guess we'll get to the more in-depth stuff, but initial reaction, I'm obviously excited to see the character back again, and to see his story continued. However, given what the MCU Disney Plus shows have been so far, I'm a little concerned. I'm not sure if they're gonna have the same creative allowance that they had for the first few seasons. I'm not sure if they're gonna try to mold the character to be more of an MCU staple, because he's showing up in She-Hulk and in Spider-Man and all this stuff, so I don't know if they're gonna try to push him in a certain direction so he fits into the larger MCU that doesn't really fit for the character. So that stuff I'm a little concerned about. I guess it'll have Kingpin in it. I felt like their story wrapped up pretty well. I think you could do a different story with a different villain. I feel like their story had a good conclusion to it. But I am excited overall, of course, to see Daredevil come back. It was devastating that it was canceled, and now it's coming back. That's exciting. But some mixed feelings. That'll be in spring 2024. Ironheart was in fall 2023, by the way. And then Captain America, The New World Order, or just New World Order, on May 5th, 2024. May 3rd, pardon me. This will be the Sam Wilson Captain America movie, which I am excited for. The fact that the director of the Cloverfield Paradox is directing it doesn't fill me with a ton of confidence, if I'm honest. But I love Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson in the MCU. Even though that show didn't light the world on fire, I thought it was a pretty good transition for Sam Wilson to the character of Captain America. I'm excited to see what he does next in that role. Great suit, by the way. The subtitle doesn't inspire a lot of excitement either, if I'm honest. It kind of reminds me of that when they were like, we're gonna do Captain America, the Serpent Society, and everyone's like, kind of weird. And then they were like, nah, actually, just kidding, that sucks, we're gonna do Captain America Civil War. This one kind of feels like that. I guess it feels like a natural continuation from Falcon and Winter Soldier, because weren't those terrorists who weren't terrorists, but were definitely terrorists trying to establish a new world order or something? So I guess this will have more political drama.
The terrorists only set us back a bit.
You have to stop calling them terrorists.
A different director might have had me more excited, but I'm excited for this more than a few of the others. Let's keep looking here. So, yeah, Daredevil Born Again will be 18 episodes long. I guess that's good. I like that because it means it's not in the exact same Disney Plus formula that a lot of the other stuff has been, so that inspires me with a bit more confidence. That's a long-ass season. That's like a proper broadcast, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. type of season. I wonder how long the episodes will be. I mean, I will say one of the only complaints that I would have with the original 3 seasons of Daredevil and the Netflix Marvel shows in general, especially season 2, is that they were a bit too long at 13 episodes. I guess the Daredevil seasons were the least guilty of it, but most of those Marvel Netflix shows I thought could have been, 9 to 10 episodes. So 18 episodes, I guess, yay for more Charlie Cox. But also remember, Marvel and Disney, less is sometimes more. Just because you put a lot of stuff out there doesn't mean it's better than less stuff that's higher quality. However, I'm speaking out of speculation here. maybe it'll be all great, and I'm happy it's 18 episodes, because there's more of it. So generally excited for that, of course. Quick reminder here that if you're enjoying this video, drop a like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and comment your thoughts on all this Marvel Comic-Con stuff down below. Also, after the video, check out my movie and TV podcast, the Poorly Planned Podcast. It's a good bit of fun. Alright, back to the video. The Thunderbolts show was announced for July 26, 2024. This was also speculated on and has also been kind of set up by Julia Louis-Dreyfus showing up in all these things, where she's like, hey, I'm doing like an evil team, but maybe it's like a kind of good team that's also evil. So I'm guessing we're gonna have Baron Zemo, of course, bad Captain America, Badton America, if you will. Yelena, maybe? I guess she got out of that. Abomination, perhaps? General Ross? I guess you can't really do General Ross anymore. Rest in peace, William Hurt. Trevor Slattery? Anyway, that will conclude Phase 5, I guess. Oh, it's a movie! Oh, I thought it was a show. Oh my god. It'll be directed by the director of Paper Towns. That movie was okay, I guess? Okay, yeah, here, this Variety article has some other suggestions. Ghost could also be in it. Taskmaster, Bucky Barnes, and maybe Hawkeye. Okay, wow, interesting that's a movie. I thought that for sure would be a Disney Plus show. I'm pretty interested in that. That sounds fun. A little villain team-up thing. And Baron Zemo was very delightful in his last outing. I'm well on board for that. That sounds like a lot of fun. There was a new trailer for She-Hulk, and it's been described as Marvel's first 30-minute TV comedy. So I guess in the style of like a sitcom a la, Seinfeld and others. And there was a new trailer for it, which I have already watched. I like what they're going for, in the sense that it looks different from the usual thing. If they're like dipping into a new genre, she's breaking the fourth wall. They're doing like a straight-up comedy show. But also, it doesn't look good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be downer about this negative Nancy. It's just look, with the first trailer, I was kind of like, the effects don't look that bad. I don't know what everyone's freaking out about. This one, like, her movements look rubbery. Like, when she moves her arms up and down, it looks CGI-like, and like her face, and yes, I understand the complaints about the CGI now. It does look a bit unpolished, I guess you could say. And the jokes, I mean, again, I like that they're going for something new, and it could just be how it's edited in the trailer, but it didn't really make me laugh at all. I am kind of curious to watch this more so than something like Echo, because at least it looks like different, but I just don't think it looks great. We do have the reappearance of Daredevil, who also looks kind of, I know we see him for like half a second, he looks kind of rubbery when he does that flip. Like, does he not look like a weird CGI thing? And that's part of my concern about the character, that, I mean, I guess that can be emblematic of his story and character in the writing, but also just visually, he is usually, we've seen him as this quite grounded character. He has a very real looking suit, and his show just looks real, it looks gritty, it looks dirty, it looks down the ground. Here, like, this show and some of the MCU stuff lately looks quite, like, CGI and polished, and like some of it's filmed in a computer, and it looks like his costume and the way he flips is part of that, and it's, I don't know, I'm excited to see him again, obviously, but it's also just, I feel like they might take the goodwill we all have for the character in the show and be like, let's just throw him in everything now, because that'll mean you'll like it. It's like, not necessarily. So anyway, She-Hulk, I still think looks not amazing, but I'm kind of curious to see it, I guess. She also has a bit of a Better Call Saul type poster here. I mean, it's such a cool, interesting concept. I guess it could be good. Kobe Smulders is coming back in Secret Invasion. Cool. Don Cheadle's is returning in Secret Invasion as War Machine. Cool, I guess. He has his own show coming up. Catherine Newton as the new Cassie Lang is going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Yeah, there was a new poster, and I guess, yeah, they have the older... I totally forgot that Cassie's now older, because, time travel and stuff, and being stuck in a quantum realm. So, yeah, I guess it'll be a Ant-Man and the Wasp, and the third one, who I'm sure has a name from the comics. Kind of exciting. Ant-Man and the Wasp will spend a lot of time in the quantum realm. I guess you could have put that together from the title. Wong returns in She-Hulk. Yes, he does. Wong just literally shows up in everything now, because why not? Go you, Benedict Wong. Way to, finesse the paycheck out of everything. And that's not to say he's bad. He's great. Good for you, Benedict Wong. Also, you have a great first name. Back to back, they confirmed that Bill Murray is going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and that MODOK will be in it. I know there were rumors that Corey Stoll is coming back as MODOK. I kind of think Bill Murray's going to be MODOK. That seems like a thing this sort of MCU film would do in a more comedic way. Live-action MODOK, that'd be fun. I feel like I'm one of the two people who watched that MODOK show. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it was kind of fun. James Gunn says Guardians 3 is the end of the Guardians era. Also, some stories have an end, doesn't mean everyone dies. I like that a lot. I think James Gunn knows how to handle this sort of thing, knows what makes a good ending to a story. I feel like it won't be drawn out and setting up a million things necessarily, and it will let these characters go out like as they should. I'm very excited to see what he does here. I think it's going to be an emotional conclusion, if I'm honest. Chikuri Iwuji stars as High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. From Peacemaker, that was a very fun performance in Peacemaker. Big fan of that. Some more James Gunn crossover, I guess. And Maria Bakalova will be Cosmo, the space dog. Cool. There are trailer descriptions for everything here. I'm not going to go over all that, partly because I do not have the time, also partly because I want to see the trailers for myself. But we do have Baby Rocket Raccoon appearing in Volume 3. That's cute, I guess. Kind of doing that like baby thing a lot. That like, look, here's a baby version of a character you like. Isn't that cute? Don't overdo it, but also I'm sure I'll see it and be like, oh my god, it's so cute. Will Poulter's gonna be in it as Adam. And the High Evolutionary costumes there, that's cool. Then Fantastic Four was announced for November 8th, 2024, and will be the first film of Phase 6. Cool. I mean, obviously seeing the MCU take on these characters finally will make for a possibly great and Fantastic Four film, or maybe just the first not bad one. Although I stand by, those originals aren't the worst thing in the world. Very curious to see what they do cast-wise, like I talked about, if they do John Krasinski, if they don't. And it seems like Phase 6 is going to be pretty grand in scale, because then we have Avengers The Kang Dynasty on May 5th, 2025. And then after that, we have Avengers Secret Wars on November 8th, 2025. Man. And so the multiverse saga will be Phase 4 to Phase 6. Oh boy. Okay, a lot of thoughts here. So yes, it seems like the first saga was the Infinity Saga with the Infinity Gauntlet and stuff, and now this will be, as we kind of predicted, Kang will be the Thanos of this phase, and it'll be, if you don't watch these movies, that was the most nonsense sentence you've ever heard, and it'll be all about multiverse stuff, which it already has been, and I guess we'll get finally some answers to this. I don't know where they go after this, by the way. I guess we shouldn't worry about that now. But 2 Avengers movies in 1 year. I kind of don't like that, honestly. I think waiting a year between Infinity War and Endgame really made that final impact more powerful. Waiting like 4 months. August, September, October, November. Okay, 7 months. I guess it won't have the same impact, but also, cool. Kang is the main villain, and there'll be multiverse stuff. I'm sure there'll be lots of crossover of different characters and universes and all that, which could be interesting, although sometimes it gets a little too complicated and stuck in its own lore, in my opinion. Hopefully they don't do that here. And then Secret Wars. I'm familiar with this. Let me just remind myself real quick. Okay, from Wikipedia of the 2015 comic book. The storyline involves the destruction of the Marvel Universe and various other alternate universes, with each universe's respective Earth combining with each other into Battleworld, a place that exhibits the aspects of various universes. So I guess it's the ultimate culmination of all this crossover multiverse craziness, and we're probably going to get all the characters and, the Fantastic Four and the MCU and X-Men and all this stuff all crossing over into this big thing. I mean, yeah, sounds very cool. I get a little critical of this, the way they handle their storylines now, and trying to keep finding the new big thing and trying to make it more expansive. Objectively, I guess not objectively, subjectively, that sounds pretty damn cool. Like, I am quite excited for that. Seeing the Avengers logo, knowing that, like, Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, Black Widow won't be in it, it feels a little weird, but also in another sense, we got 4 movies of those guys, and lots of their own solo movies. I'm kind of excited to see a culmination of a new phase where, like, we see, Kate Bishop and Ms. Marvel and Captain America, Falcon America. All these new characters they're introducing, crossing over. Like, that'll be fun too. It'll be could recreate some of the feelings of those initial crossovers. So I don't think they've handled it incredibly well so far with all this multiverse stuff, but I am very excited for this. This sounds like I think they have a good idea for the conclusion here, based on how they've handled other conclusions in the past. I'm curious to see who they get to do these, since the Russo brothers are kind of done with these now, I think. But yes, very excited for that. It's almost an overload of information. I don't even know what to think. That should be a badass movie event. 2 in 1 year, also. Wild. The Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer. Okay, I'm going to watch that now. Let's cut to my live reaction. Just kidding. My live reactions are not interesting at all. I'm going to watch it, and then I'll get back to you. 1 second.
A few moments later.
Whew. Wow. Okay. Damn, I'm not even going to lie. And I know I will be mocked mercilessly for this by my podcast co-host Freddie. That made me low-key a little bit emotional. It's from real-world events of the passing of Chadwick Boseman, but yeah, I don't know, when she yelled like everyone I love is gone or something. Damn, that hurt. That looks really good, actually. That looks a lot. I wasn't expecting it to look bad, but that looks better than I was expecting. It looks like adding a cool new element to that world with the whole Atlantis, the Namor stuff, underwater stuff. It looks beautiful. Like, some of those shots were fantastic when they, like, emerge out of the darkness. That was That was amazing. A little unclear, like, what the main character, I guess it's a teaser, but a little unclear who the main character is. I guess they have a little tease of the Black Panther at the end there, but yeah, I didn't even realize they don't really have, like, the Black Panther, like, superhero-ness in it, which, again, yeah, curious to see what they do with that, who's going to take up that mantle after clearly this character has died in the universe as Chadwick Boseman passed away in real life. But also, something kind of cool that Wakanda and its, like, iconography and all the stuff around it and the costumes and the visuals are so recognizable that I didn't even realize they didn't show any of the Black Panther stuff, like any of the actual suit until the very end. You already know what it is, you know? Kind of epic, I hate to say that word, but like sort of grand and intense. There wasn't like a joke that broke that up. That was like a real powerful trailer. I'm excited. That looks really good. First poster, a little bit of a like memorial type of thing for Black Panther and Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, that has me low-key kind of emotional. I hate to say it. I guess Lupita Nyong'o is most likely to take on the role of the Black Panther in that. She sort of has like leading character potential. I mean, a lot of them do in that movie, to be fair. The only problem with Lupita Nyong'o in this film is that I say that Lupita Nyong'o because I don't remember the character she played. I think it's Nakia. I don't remember anything about her character, just like Lupita Nyong'o is such a good actress and so like charismatic that I think it would be a good choice, but like based on the character, I don't remember really anything about that character if I'm honest. And Dominic Thorne as Riri Williams, aka Ironheart in this. I'm not really familiar with the comic, but yeah, cool. And M'Baku is back, which is very exciting. I love M'Baku.
M'Baku could blow my back out if he wanted.
Okay, here's a little synopsis. Black Panther Wakanda Forever follows Queen Ramonda, Shuri, M'Baku, Okoye, and the Dora Milaje fighting to protect their nation in the wake of King T'Challa's death and forge a new path for the Kingdom of Wakanda. I guess that's the best way you could do a follow-up after this, and I think if just the trailer has me kind of emotional, I feel like this is going to be quite an emotional film. Again, just based on the real-world events, and then I think it looks like it's going to handle it quite well. And yeah, I guess it doesn't need to have like a main character specifically. That sounds like a great story. King T'Challa passes away in universe, and then maybe like Atlantis invades because, you know, the king dies. I'm much more excited for that now than I was before, actually. Wow. Guardians 3 will follow Star-Lord, still reeling from the loss of Gamora, who must rally his team to defend the universe along with protecting one of their own, a mission that, if not completed, could lead to the end of the Guardians as we know them. Yeah, sounds like a classic Guardians film. There'll be some emotion in there. Probably the team will break up at some point or something and then come back together for an emotional goodbye. Yeah, I love these characters so damn much, so I'm gonna cry in this movie, almost certainly. Man, now I'm all emotional from that trailer. Like, now I'm like, and I'm gonna cry in this movie as well. Olivia Colman's gonna be in Secret Invasion. Great, she's fantastic. Scott Lang is now a celebrity and wrote a book about saving the universe, but his ego and fame has driven him away from his daughter, Cassie, and the rest of his family. That sounds like a very Scott Lang story. And I love that. That's great for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. That sounds very, I don't know, like an 80s kind of movie. Didn't the Ghostbusters do that, where they get, like, too big for their boots or whatever? I don't know, that sounds like a very, like, kind of 80s comedy movie where, like, the hero becomes kind of a dick and, like, pushes everyone away because of his success. I guess it's a little bit of a Rocky thing as well. Because he did come from, like, being, you know, not a great person. I don't know, that sounds like a fun thing that also Paul Rudd could pull off while still being likable. Damn, okay, yeah, there was a bunch of DC stuff as well. This is about the Marvel stuff. If you want me to make a video about the DC stuff, I will. I just saw all this Marvel stuff and I was like, wow. I really want to talk about that. Oh yeah, Charlie Cox is also going to be, and D'Onofrio are going to be in Echo. Yeah, see, I'm worried they're just throwing him in everything. We'll see. Apparently Eros and Pip are coming back. Whatever. So Phase 4 is going to end this year. Wow. That's funny. That feels like it didn't last very long. Okay, so that's all the Marvel stuff I could find here. Whew, thank you Discussing Film for all of that. Wow, okay, that was a lot of stuff. You know, as I grow older and I grow a little more cynical, I guess, and I have just a different perspective on film and different things interest me. It's nice to see that still when they announce an enormous amount of stuff, I still get pretty giddy and excited about it. So, that was fun. A lot of exciting stuff, a lot of stuff that I'm not crazy about, and as I will discuss in my next video about Ms. Marvel, some of it I might not even watch if I'm not that interested in, and that's an interesting thing to discuss in another video coming next week. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Marvel's Comic-Con announcements. What did you think of all this? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. While you're at it, be sure to like this video, check out my Instagram and Twitter at BHL_Hudson, my TikTok at BHLHudson, my Letterboxd at RealBHLHudson. Check out this podcast that I do with a friend of mine where we talk about movies, TV shows, a bunch of nonsense. It's called The Poorly Planned Podcast, and subscribe for more videos like the one you just watched. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.